Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and what? Oh, hang on, I forgot to turn my light on. Hang on. Oh, it's bright. Oh, it's gone off. Oh, it's gone off. And it's gone off again. Okay, hang on a minute. Great intro, Jamie. Great intro. Hang on. Oh, it keeps going off. Hang on a minute, folks. I'll be right back. Right, there we go. The light is on. I forgot to turn it on before I started the stream. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our watch along of the FIFA Club World Cup of 2025. Now, tonight we find out about this new 32 team tournament, which, of course, has created so much problems. A lot of people have had different views on this tournament, but despite everyone's thoughts on it, we are tonight, in a few minutes, going to find out who will play who in next summer's FIFA Club World Cup to be played in the United States of America. Now, this is, of course, a tournament that still is technically a thing. You know, it's been a thing since at least the year 2000. But the Club World Cup, of course, is changing drastically from a 7-team tournament to a 32 participant competition, which is, in my eyes, exciting, but also, is it really necessary? That's been sort of the way I look at it. And I thought, because we've got, I believe the draw does not start for another 10 minutes at least. So don't worry, I'll be ready to go and tell you who gets who, and I'll show you everything that you need to know very shortly. But I do want to straight away get into this and talk about the FIFA Club World Cup. I've always been excited about a thought of having a football club version of the FIFA World Cup. Nothing will beat the FIFA World Cup, though, when it, of course, comes to the nations. I don't know why. I just think it means more when you have. When I think it's when you imagine you're in a. This is coming from an Englishman, so it may be different in wherever you're watching. But when the World Cup's on here in England, you have free-to-air football. You can watch all 64 matches. Watch them all for free, whether that's on BBC or ITV, which is free-to-air television, unless technically you have to pay for TV license, but whatever. But everyone talks about it throughout the whole World Cup. Everyone can watch it. Even your wives or people who don't even really like football end up following it and talk about it, because it's just that one event that everyone can watch and have access to. And because it's your country playing in it, it obviously means more that everyone's joins together to support their country and hope that they go on to win the World Cup or at least have a good tournament. I love it. I absolutely love the World Cup. It's probably my favourite sporting event in sports, simple as that. This Club World Cup, though, I remember back in... So I was in Qatar for the last World Cup. And I remember the weekend, well, the Friday before the World Cup final, I was in Doha, and there was a massive, I think it was like a FIFA conference or something like that, where they were clearly all the federations met to discuss the future of football, especially FIFA events. And I remember Gianni Infantino basically promised what has been promised even before COVID. He said that a Club World Cup, the 32 team tournament is not a dead idea. We are still very much working on this, and it's going to happen. When I heard of the announcement, I was very excited. But then I was also thinking, where the hell do you fit it? Because the football calendar, I mean, is just crazy at the moment. It's just non-stop. The moment a season is done in Europe, you've got the summer of either a World Cup, as we just discussed, or a European Championship. Okay, you have your alternate years, which 2025 next year, there is no Euros or World Cup. So for FIFA, in a way, that works for them. The problem is they haven't thought about the other federations. Next summer is also the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Now, I know for a lot of people, they may say that's not important. Well, I think it is, because there's going to be some players that have to decide whether they represent their country or their club, especially if it's a club in Europe that they've played with all season, to then go and play for that same team for another month, basically. If that's, let's say they stay till the end of the tournament. When this was all announced, like I said, I was very excited about it, but I could see why people are a bit hit and miss about it. But I'll say this now: give it a chance. Give it a chance. I don't know what we're expecting next summer. My theory is a lot of the European clubs will not send their best teams. I think a lot of the players will want the summer off, if the option is there for them, of course. You know, these players are contracted at the end of the day. They've got to play football. But I do think this could also be a club like Man City, a club like Real Madrid. If they don't take this tournament seriously, then they'll just send their youth players. However, Carlo Ancelotti has even said it himself in interviews and press conferences in the past. He's stressing that they won't be there next summer, but they are in the draw tonight. So this is, I could talk about this all night, and there's so many stories about this Club World Cup. It's so controversial, and we've not even kicked the tournament off yet, and the draw hasn't even taken place until tonight. But it's going to be, I'm very intrigued to see how it gets on. But when I was talking before about how we all enjoy a Nations World Cup, I'm going to say it like that so you know what I mean. But when it's a Nations World Cup, everyone's together. This one's going to feel weird because it's clubs. So obviously you've got your Man City, you've got your Chelsea going to this tournament. I just don't think it's going to be the same interaction for football fans. I think a lot of football fans who don't support any of these clubs will give a toss, to be honest with you. But again, it is a game of football. If you love watching football, this is another thing to watch in the summer while there's nothing going on. I can only speak from a European perspective because most European leagues are done by the summer. So when I say the summer, I mean come May or June, July, and then we all return by August, September time. So this, I'm very intrigued to see how it all pans out. Now, the draw doesn't start for a few more minutes. So the other thing to be aware of as well, the announcement has come yesterday. I only found this out just before we went live, that DAZN are going to be the official broadcasters for this Club World Cup. Excuse me. So that, I think, means internationally everyone can watch it. Interesting. And apparently the deal's worth $1 billion. Now, Apple TV were going to get it first. But apparently FIFA didn't like Apple TV's bid on it because originally, and FIFA may want this hidden, FIFA wanted $4 billion for the rights, which is a lot of money, of course, but I do think, I'm surprised FIFA didn't just go with Apple's deal. Apple apparently offered $1 billion and FIFA weren't interested in that. They were like, no, we need more money for that. But I think when you're flogging a completely new tournament, which has got mixed reviews, at least in Europe, from my perspective, of course, why not just take the $1 billion? Again, if that doesn't cover all the costs, I understand that. But they have stuck with they have gone with $1 billion with DAZN, so not sure. So that's some good news, I guess, for anyone who wants to watch it. It will be free on DAZN next summer, whether that's watching on your phone or the TV, whatever. So we finally have a broadcaster, but it wasn't announced until yesterday. Sponsors have been a bit mixed about this as well. So there are some I don't know, can you call them lifetime partners? You do have partners like Coca-Cola at FIFA who will just be sponsoring the event anyway because they pay for that right for all FIFA tournaments, whether that's the Men's World Cup, the Women's World Cup, the Youth World Cups like the under-20 men and women's World Cups, as well as the under-17 men and women's World Cups. They have that pleasure, you could say. So there has been a lot of funding problems apparently, but it looks as though, I think regardless, it's going to happen. This Club World Cup will happen, and the plan is for it to be every 4 years. So next year will be the first one of the 32-team tournament, and then it will be in 2029. The rumors are in 2029 is that it could be hosted between Spain, Portugal, and Morocco to be seen as another World Cup warm-up for 2030, when, of course, it goes there. But let's not forget as well, the FIFA Confederations Cup used to do this. It used to be a World Cup warm-up tournament at the host nation 12 months before. The last time we had a Confederations Cup was in 2017 when it was in Russia, just to see if Russia are, of course, basically capable of hosting a World Cup. I mean, that's a bit of a crazy way of thinking it. 8 teams to 32 teams. Okay, good luck. But in all fairness to Russia, they did a good job. 2013, Brazil had it ahead of their World Cup in 2014. South Africa in 2009 ahead of the 2010 World Cup. Yada, yada, yada. I liked it. I liked the mini. I liked it. It was like a mini World Cup. A lot of people I know weren't that fussed about it. In all fairness, come 2017, I think I lost interest in it midway through the tournament. And it was only a 2-week tournament. And there wasn't that many games. But here we are. But FIFA basically decided to scrap that in place for this Club World Cup. Now, like I say, the Confederations Cup wasn't a bad idea because it was only 2 weeks. For players that have just finished a league season or whatever with their clubs, they'd only have to go away for 2 weeks and then enjoy their summer. They'd still get plenty of summer before the pre-season, I from what I can remember. But now they're doing it where Club World Cup is starting. It's going to start June 15th, I believe, and then the final will be July 13th. So pretty much same length as what the 32-team World Cups have been in the past. Women's World Cup has recently expanded to that since the one that they had in Australia and New Zealand last year. So the problem is it's creating more demand for footballers. Now, I'd understand if they did a 2-week tournament for a Club World Cup of 8 teams. I think that would have made more sense. Where your current Club World Cup format, before we go into next summer's format, is that it'd be 7 teams. But maybe just add an extra team from, I don't know, being the winners from the last one. That's an idea. And you could still have a 2-week tournament, and you could still have something in the summer. So again, there's that debate of, is this just greed from FIFA? Probably. Probably. Yeah, have they looked at it and thought the Women's World Cup, the Men's World Cup are not big enough products for them over the 4-year cycles? Well, again, I don't know. But you'd think FIFA make enough money. But anyway, I could waffle on for ages. I'm just going to start setting up my stream, as in for me to be able to watch it. It looks as though it's actually coming from Miami in Florida, which, of course, is during the day there in the United States. And it says it'll start. I'm just waiting. Right, it is slowly starting. I'm getting adverts, so hopefully it'll work in a moment. But anyway, while we wait, let's have a look at the teams that have entered. Now, I'll try and explain as much as I can with the help of Wikipedia as well, because I think a lot of people have been wondering, well, how do you qualify for this tournament? So this is the pots. This is what these are the teams that will be taking part. And as you can see, you've got clubs like Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, all the way down to Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami in the bottom pot. So these are pots for the draw. So that basically obviously means if you look at pot 1, which is also translated as Bombo 1, Real Madrid cannot play Bayern Munich because they're in the same pot. Now, the tournament is going to be group stages to begin with, 8 groups, which I can show you here. There it is. Oh, hang on. Let me just move my camera a little bit so you can see me. There we go. So it'll be in groups, and we'll have this screen on when the draw starts, basically. So again, these are the pots, and basically, I think this is down to rankings at the moment in club rankings or something like that. I'm not quite sure. So yes, these are the teams, and if we go on the internet, we can go through them all, and this is why I love Wikipedia. It explains it. They explain it exactly as you want it, but again, you may not agree with it. So, for example, why are Seattle Sounders in this? Because they won the CONCACAF Champions League. Now, the CONCACAF Champions League is basically like the UEFA Champions League, but for their continent of North America. And I remember watching that, actually, them winning the Champions League. It was quite a big moment for the MLS. But look at the last 4 teams. They're going with the last 4 years. So the last 4 years of Champions Leagues and continental tournaments is how these teams are qualifying. I quite like it. It's not a bad idea. I don't know how else you'd have done it. The only problem I've got is teams that haven't won this Champions League until like 4 years ago probably ain't as good anymore. It's just a bit weird. So Monterrey, with the most oldest Champions League winners in the 4-year cycle, which was 2021, winning it for the Mexicans. After Seattle Sounders, Leon won it in 2023, and Pachuca also won it in 2024. So it's interesting how you've had 4 different winners. The funny thing is I don't know what would have happened if you had the same team winning it. I'm not sure how they've done that. So that's why we have to look at UEFA, because Real Madrid have won some Champions Leagues recently. So if we look at this, UEFA have got a lot more teams, as you'd expect, in this competition. Well, I'm still waiting for this draw to start on my screen, but it hasn't started yet. Anyway, so Chelsea won the Champions League in 2021. Real Madrid won it twice in the 4-year cycle in 2022, beating Liverpool in Paris, and then this year after beating Borussia Dortmund at Wembley Stadium, and Man City, of course, winning it in 2023 after they had beaten Inter Milan in, I think it was Istanbul from what I can remember. But this is the part I think a lot of people are confused about, because you've got the likes of Benfica, Red Bull Salzburg. Oh, hang on, I'm having to... sorry, I'm just having to put the volume down on my draw thing because I can't hear anything. So I think a lot of people are a little confused because you've got... Sorry, this thing's doing my head in. Let me just put it down for now. Actually, I'm going to mute it completely, right. So it's down to a 4-year ranking. So I think it's basically overall who's been great in the last 4 years, but not actually won the Champions League. I mean, that's the bit I'm confused about as well. Because if you look at PSG this season, they've been poor, but they're going to go into this Club World Cup. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But even Red Bull Salzburg are going to be in it. So, you know, good for Austria, I guess. Now, the other thing people are unsure of is how are Inter Miami in it? Because they've not won, well, they've not won a Champions League. So I quite like this idea. They're kind of seeing them as like the host, like you would at a normal World Cup, you've got it as like a host nation. So Inter Miami are basically seen as like the host team because they've won this season's Supporters' Shield, which is a very different format. It's 2 different leagues. I think it's 15 teams each from what I can remember. And whoever has the most points out of the 2 tables, you've won the Supporters' Shield, which is basically winning the league. But that's before we even talk about the MLS Cup, which is how you end the season. It's a weird format. But in all fairness, I can completely understand why Inter Miami in it. But let's be honest, FIFA thought it was perfect marketing, didn't they? Because that means Lionel Messi will play at this Club World Cup next summer, unless he gets injured, of course, or unless he leaves Inter Miami before then, but I assume he probably won't. So yeah, it's a weird one. And then you look at CONMEBOL, which is South Americans Federation of Football, Palmeiras winners of their continent, as well as Fluminense. It's actually mad. I didn't realize how much Brazil have dominated the last 4 years. I didn't realize that. I would have thought a club from Argentina might have done better, but that seems to not be the case. Well, it looks like a lady called Samantha Johnson has just started the draw. She's the host, and quite a lot of men in suits at the front row, including Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, as well as R9, the legendary Ronaldo, who won at least the 2002 FIFA World Cup. So yes, and then you've got 2 teams from South America that are in the 4-year ranking as well. So yeah, I can see why there's been confusion. I don't know how else you could have done it better with the qualifications, unless you did the last 8 years in that federation. It wouldn't really make much sense. So anyway, I hope that all makes sense. And we'll also look at. Let me just switch my screen. Now, the draw hasn't started yet, but I just want to quickly point out, and I don't know why they've done this, but my theory is, and I'll explain in a minute, In Group A, Inter Miami will be placed down as A4 when I checked this earlier. Again, don't know why. And Seattle Sounders have been placed into B4. So I'm assuming that they're trying to make sure Inter Miami play the opening game of the tournament. That's what they've done in the past. Seattle Sounders, again, don't know why they're in Group B. Maybe they'll explain shortly, which actually would help me if I have the audio. Samantha Johnson doesn't sound American. Oh, God. Infantino's coming out to speak. And just to remind you folks, let's read some messages. Burgoyne saying Sounders. He loves the Seattle Sounders. Joe Cousins says, sorry about Burgoyne. It's all right. It's all right, Joe. I forgive you. You didn't need to apologize. And he also says, love a bombo. And Burgoyne reminding us about the Sounders. And he also says, Mexicans won't win it, just like Checo this year. Well, Americans ain't going to win it either, are they, mate? So at least there's a Mexican on the F1 grid. More than an American ever is these days. Unless you're Scott Speed. God, do you remember Scott Speed? Joe Crosden asking thoughts on free will. What do you mean by free will? Like freedom? I'm confused. Burgoyne saying, I'd rather my Wi-Fi caged and battery farmed. What are you guys talking about? Very random. Right.
The United States of America, 12 fantastic stadiums, great teams, great fans, 2, 3, 4 million fans will be coming to the US. 4, 5 billion will be watching it from home, and this is possible as well thanks to
Infantino seems very determined that 4 to 5 billion people are going to watch this tournament.
I would like to thank Len and Shai. Thank you very much. An agreement which, for the first time in history as well, allows all fans, every single fan from every corner of the world, to watch every second of every match live and for free from wherever he is. So enjoy the best. Make sure that you take your friends and family to enjoy the best, ideally here in America, if not from home, but you will have great, great fun.
So yeah, just to remind you then, so that's the pot, but they're all playing for this thing. Oh, that terrible thing. That was the trophy that they announced a few weeks ago. I mean, what the hell's that? I mean, they've had some great trophies, FIFA, but the Club World Cup that they've normally used, I don't understand why they didn't use that. What was wrong with that? But this is just terrible. They are still doing the
World Cup is underway now with the official draw, and I just want to.
Oh God, Donald Trump speaking.
And a good time, and the event is going to be incredible. I will try and be there if I can. I would. We'll see what happens, but I just want to say you're led by a man named Johnny. I just know him as Johnny, and he's a winner, and he's the president, and I'm the president, and we've known each other a long time. And I'm so honored to have this kind of a relationship because soccer is going through the roof, as everybody knows. It's
to call it soccer, didn't he?
Fantastically well. My son, Baron, is a tremendous soccer fan. He's actually a good player. I guess not quite that kind of good, but he's a very good player. But he loves soccer, and it really has taken over the United States in terms of a sport. And I congratulate everybody, but in particular, I wish you to have a good time. And I want to say my highest regards and respect to Johnny, and it's an honor to be with you, and we'll be with you very soon, and we're going to be watching the World Cup, very importantly, also very soon, and I was very responsible, along with Johnny, in getting it.
Who's Johnny?
It's going to be a fantastic thing. Thank you, and have a good time.
Wow. Wow, well, thank you very much, of course, to the President of the United States. Soccer is going through the roof in America. We heard it from
Come on, Gianni.
himself. We
Get
were
on with
saying
this
it
draw.
for a while, but now it's acted, it's official, it's legislation. Soccer is going through the roof. Let me also thank the first family for being here with Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, and Theo here with us today. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Good. I think that's it for me.
Yeah, no, but
Back
you're
to
going to stay on the stage with me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Just you stay with me.
I'll
Okay.
stay with you.
So again, thank you for your lovely words. And today is certainly a huge milestone on the road to the tournament. And we are delighted to be joined by so many of the world's best clubs on this special occasion. Now, the countdown is on.
Is Auckland
We're
City
only
really
6
one of the best
months
clubs?
away from the greatest and most inclusive global club competition of all time.
There we are.
Okay, let's see what we got here. 32 teams.
Hurry up. I mean, I'm just waiting for this draw to begin, to be honest, folks. I've run out of things to say. I guess a reminder, these are the groups. We don't know who they are yet. Only Inter Miami in Group A. Seattle Sounders in Group B. The one thing I've not checked, actually, we could, if that's, it's not going to work. No. So if we could quickly go back to the internet. So this is, so yes, here we go. This is the story that's from BBC yesterday, that DAZN secures exclusive FIFA Club World Cup rights. Streaming platform DAZN has secured exclusive rights to broadcast next summer's FIFA Club World Cup. I thought what was intriguing is that they'll show all 63 matches, so I'm assuming there's no, excuse me, I'm assuming that there's no third place playoff, which FIFA always love putting on, and even in the Confederations Cup, they used to love doing that. But it is going to be worth around €1 billion, which translates to around £829 million. I mean, I just love the fact that originally FIFA's price was $4 billion when Apple TV wanted to buy it, but then they were like, no, we want $1 billion. Then DAZN come back with with a bid of $1 billion. They go, oh, okay, yeah. Maybe DAZN just offered something that they couldn't say no to. So yeah, there is actually a FIFA tournament still happening this month, because the Club World Cup would normally be on in December for at least for a week and a half or something like that. But they're actually they've renamed it, and they're still having it, and it's called the FIFA Intercontinental Cup, which used to be a name back in the 90s at least, which teams like Man United and Real Madrid have got trophies of in their cabinets. I think Man United were the last team to win it in '99 when they had to beat, I think it was a Japanese club, I can't know. Was it in Japan they had to beat a South American club? I don't know. It was it was just a one-off match, and they did win it. But yeah, 2000 was when they started a different, it used to be called FIFA Club, was it FIFA World Club Championship or something like that? But then they paused it, then they brought it into 2005, started it again. Liverpool win that one because they had won the Champions League that year, but they didn't go on to win it. They missed out on it. And then they finally win it in 2019, which, of course, they won the Champions League that year as well. So, as always, they're taking forever. They're just going to delay the draw as long as they want. And that's what I feared when doing this watch-along. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. And actually, I'd like to ask you lot at home, who do you actually think will win the Club World Cup? I did put out a poll on the live chat page. And to be honest, I can only put in 4 options. So I've used 3 of them with clubs that I think may have the best chance. So it's either Real Madrid, Man City, or Bayern Munich. And then the other team was an option. If you want to say which team, please share it on the live chat page and we'll read it out. Right, come on. Let's get this draw going. We're waiting. I'm bored now. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Yeah, I don't know how Dortmund got to this. Dortmund were in the UEFA 4-year ranking. I've not rated Dortmund one bit. Ooh. They also, the other thing to mention is they've announced the venues, but they've not announced timings or dates or anything of the matches, which is a bit odd. They normally would at least tell you. Are they unveiling the trophy? I think they are.
I think we'll wait for. We love this suspense. Everyone will clap when they need to. Okay. Wow.
Oh dear.
Amazing.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Trophy could have looked a lot better. It just looks like a massive golden plate.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Looks
for
like something the
joining
royal
Ronaldo.
family would eat
Thank
from,
you
actually.
It's an honor to share the stage with you again. Now, you have lifted a few trophies in your time, including the FIFA World Cup as well. Just tell us how you felt when you lifted it, but how the players will feel when they get their hands on this absolute beauty.
Wow, this one is a completely new one. It's new for me. And I just asked Mr. President why you didn't this before. Yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna be amazing, 32 teams, for the best, big money for the clubs, and this
Big money for the
trophy.
clubs.
I'm thinking about the captain. To hold this alone is gonna be tough.
You're going to suit up again?
Yes.
Mr. President, this is a new and unique trophy for a very new and unique tournament. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, well, it is a unique trophy. It is an iconic trophy. We wanted to do something completely special, iconic, that marks everyone. And when we started to think about it, and you can see it, you can see how it is, what is written, 13 different languages, the history of the game is there, the position of the moons on the day of the match, opening of the first match of the FIFA Club World Cup. A lot is there, the names of all countries, of all confederations, of all clubs that participate. Everything is engraved here for eternity, right? Oh, wow. And it is special, it is iconic, and we had a fantastic partner who crafted with us, Tiffany. And actually the idea, I have to say that here as well, it was from Mr. Jared Kushner, who once we were having a drink together. He had the idea, why you don't talk to Tiffany about it? They are great at doing trophies, and that's where it started.
Well, there you go.
Some time ago, and here in Miami, actually, and look at this beauty.
Absolute beauty.
But actually, it's not finished.
Oh?
No.
There's more?
There's more to come, yes.
Wow.
We have here a young man.
Trophy's not finished.
Oh.
With a key.
It's got a key.
FIFA key. This opens every door everywhere.
Including your
everywhere.
I love how he says to the guy giving him the key, he just says young man. He clearly forgot his name or doesn't know him at all.
Now look at this.
He's got a key.
Listen.
And he's going to open it from the back of the trophy. This is intriguing. Oh, it spirals.
Wow.
That's literally it. It doesn't really. Oh, Gianni, what was that? It just moved a little bit.
Full of surprises.
To even
Absolutely
come on.
Beautiful.
I know you're getting paid, but
Wow. Well, again, this beautiful new
Please don't
trophy is with us in Miami today, and very soon it will be taken to the world on the official FIFA Club World Cup 2025 Trophy Tour. Now, it starts in the middle of January. The Trophy Tour will visit all 32 teams who are going to be playing in the tournament, making sure that the whole planet can share in this excitement of this transformational event. And it'll be wonderful for all the fans around the world.
22 minutes in, come on.
For themselves, won't it? Because they're going to be.
Ivanka Trump's even here.
Absolutely. I mean, this is exactly what it represents. We start with a trophy tour on the 16th. of January in New York at Tiffany's, and then from there we'll travel all over the world to the 32 teams so that the fans can see it from close, and it represents the world, but more than that, the universe, all the stratospheres of football, all these emotions that football gives to people. It makes them laugh, it makes them cry, it makes them be happy, it makes them be united, it makes them emotional. And that's exactly what this is about. So this trophy will come to see you all over the world. And the first team that will be able to lift this iconic trophy will be the team that wins the final on 13th of July in MetLife Stadium in New York, New Jersey.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for unveiling this beautiful new trophy, but I'm going to need you to stay
They're all sitting on sofas today.
Because we have another footballing legend to welcome here in Miami. Now, he is the man who will lead today's draw with the same smooth skill he displayed on the pitch in 91 appearances for his country. He's a FIFA World Cup winner with Italy and an Azzurri and Juventus icon. Please welcome our draw conductor, Mr. Alessandro Del Piero.
Del Piero!
Good evening.
Oh, he does have hair. I kept thinking he was bald, but he does have hair.
Good evening, everyone.
But what I find hilarious is that I actually took pictures of one of his shirts this morning, an away Juventus grey shirt from 2009, I think it was, or 2010, which I've been meaning to list. It'll go up on my shirt pulling account later,
We're
which is
about
on
to get the
Depop.
party started now. I believe one of your former clubs are in this tournament as well, so you must be feeling excited. And you have to be neutral as well today. You have to be so neutral.
Sure.
Yeah.
So can we say the name or?
Yes, it's Juventus. So
We're in trouble. We're already in trouble.
Let's not get into trouble. So tell us how excited you are for this tournament and for today.
I'm very excited. You know, not only for what you say, for the Italian.
I feel like
team,
Ronaldo has
but
lost a bit of weight,
for
actually.
this new format for the first time it happened for the trophy.
I know.
That when it's the first time that I see it, and everybody said it was amazing. It was more than amazing. So congratulations, and especially to explain how it works, the draw, because it's very simple. You will see.
Okay,
I love how
so
they're trying to explain how the draw will work. We know it's been done before. It's just a different
Thank you, Sam.
tournament.
So here's how the draw is going to work.
32 clubs.
So they're just telling everyone that it's 32 clubs. The group stages, there's going to be 8 groups, and 4 teams go into each group. But obviously, remember, pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, and pot 4, they'll go across each group, basically. So it basically means the teams in pot 1 will not face each other. But pot 1 features 4 UEFA clubs and 4 CONMEBOL clubs. Pot 2 features all UEFA clubs. Pot 3 includes 2 from the AFC Federation, which is Asia, 2 from CAF, which is Africa, and 2 from CONCACAF, followed by 2 with CONMEBOL as well. And then the last pot, which is pot 4, 2 with Asia, 2 with Africa, 2 with CONCACAF, which is North America, 1 from OFC, which of course is Auckland City from Oceania, and then the host team, which for this is Inter Miami because they won the USA's league, basically. Now, there are some draw constraints here, which is interesting. So I think they're trying to make it that... I think what they're doing is that UEFA can have more than one team in the same group for the group stages. But, for example... And also the same country from those clubs. So, for example, if Man City and Chelsea get put in the same group, that won't happen. They'll move them to another group, so that makes sense. But I think they're saying that the other federations of Asia, Africa, Oceania, South America, North America, that doesn't matter. They can stay. They can kind of been put in together if more than once, if that makes sense. So I know that Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders have already been separated because they're going to be in Group A and Group B. I still don't know why Seattle Sounders are having that, but maybe it's just because they're seen as hosts. I'm really not sure. But they've already been. So Inter Miami will be in A4, which I assume it's because they'll be in the opening match of the tournament, like they do with host nations normally FIFA, and then Seattle Sounders just seen as a co-host in Group B. Not sure why, but they just are. And then, of course, after the group stages, it's actually I'll get my. It'll look better with a diagram. So this is what it will look like. So let's get the. So that's the groups. Of course, we don't know who's playing in what yet because we're waiting for the draw to bloody well happen. But this is the bracket at least. So it shows you the round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then the final. So round of 16, for example, the first game would be winner of Group A against the runner-up of Group B. And then whoever wins that will then go into quarterfinals against either the winner of Group C or the runner-up of Group D. So basically each group, just like normal, the first two teams to finish, the top two teams in each group go through after 3 games, 3 rounds in that. That is for sure. And I think the draw is ready to go. Please be ready.
I agree with you. I think we need some help up here. Please, everybody, welcome Diletta Liotta.
They're still taking a moment because there's only Del Piero up there. Now they've got a... So there's a lady who's one of the co-hosts. I don't know her name. She walks past and there's a man sitting down just filming her from behind, which just looks creepy. And you're on live television, mate.
Perfect. Come stai, Sam?
Molto bene. That's as far as my Italian goes, by the way. Oh, I do know a few other words, but I won't say that.
No, don't
No,
say
we
it.
won't say that.
Brava, don't say it.
Okay, and so please put your hands together for our other draw assistants as well. Gloria Estefan, Teofeo Cubillas, Adriana Lima, and Romero Brito.
And they're bringing out more faces.
Welcome.
I don't know who any of them are.
Great. Gloria, Teofilo, Adriana.
Well, I've got to get the stream back up because it's been a pain.
There is one final piece of the puzzle before we can start.
Oh, bloody adverts.
Is that really a Hyundai?
It's Hyundai.
Hyundai?
If you think you know our cars and how to say our name, where have you been?
Sorry, folks. I'll have to wait for the draw to come back on.
As somebody who calls Florida home, I can tell you we cannot wait to welcome the world for this huge global club competition. But we've got an important job to do today.
We have, as you heard, some clubs will automatically go into a group and will have an automatic group position. For those who don't, you come to us.
Exactly, and it's a busy studio here, as you can tell.
So they've got a studio as well somewhere else. Oh, God, hurry up. It's been 31 minutes. We haven't even started. Even Arsene Wenger's part of it. I thought I saw Thierry Henry then, but no, it isn't. It's someone completely different. As always, they just take forever in these things. Hurry up. So cheesy. Burgoyne said he got a scratch off his friend Stu for his birthday. I'm very jealous. Finally, it's starting.
The clubs in Pot 1, 8 famous teams from Europe and South America.
So remember, they're going to start with part 1, which is Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern Munich, PSG, Flamengo, Palmeiras, River Plate, and Fluminense. I always thought you had to pronounce it differently, but no, maybe not.
Their groups. The same applies to UEFA 3 and 4 and Common Ball 3 and 4. The draw, the first ball, we have a very special guest with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome on stage Ivanka Trump and her son Theo.
Oh, come on.
Please join Gloria.
Thank you.
And
Hello,
Ivanka.
everyone. Welcome to Miami. Hello.
Yes. Theo, I mean, with the soccer ball. You're a big fan? Yeah. Which is your favorite team, Theo? What is your favorite team? Which one?
Probably Paris.
Paris. Out of all the clubs, you picked Paris. Why would you pick Paris Saint-Germain?
Ivanka, Theo.
Oh, these Americans don't get football, do they? And
the
yet
first
we've got a
ball
World Cup going
and the
there.
first team of the FIFA Club World Cup.
Oh, where's football going? I think this is why I
Give it a
probably
nice
will like
move
this Club World
around
Cup
first.
format, because
Move
the
from
the
the
next
ball.
World Cup
Yes.
format is 48
And then
teams, is it?
pick
I
the one
mean,
that you want.
it's just killing, isn't it? It's just too many teams. Makes it too easy for some countries to just qualify, in my eyes. Right. Is Ivanka Trump doing all of them, or what?
SE Palmeiras.
Here we go.
So, Palmeiras. What?
SE Palmeiras have a very rich history. The Sao Paulo club have had players in each of Brazil's 5 FIFA World Cups, winning squads.
Well,
So, Palmeiras have been. Oh, just please open the ball. Oh, she's shaking, just getting the ribbon out of the ball.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh, PSG have been drawn. So does that mean they're in Group B?
French champions reached the UEFA Champions League semi-finals twice
presume
in the
so.
last 4 campaigns, meaning they were the second highest ranked European club to qualify via the ranking pathway for this competition.
we have no constraint for this draw, so Paris Saint-Germain We're going to go on Group B in position B1. Please,
B1, right?
Gloria, go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, we'll stir again. Out.
Ivanka Trump's son's favourite club, apparently. He said probably, though.
Aha.
Oh,
CA
River Plate
Plate.
are in Group C, I think.
After Argentina's CA River Plate made some big money signings in the early 1930s, the four-time South American champions, and a nickname that stuck to this day, Los Millonarios, the millionaires.
CONMEBOL seed 2 and 3 need to be
I don't
in
know
a
much
different
about
quarters.
Argentinian
this is
football,
one
to
of
tell
our
you the truth.
constraints, and the other one is applied to other teams yet to be drawn. So River Plate will go in position E1 in Group E. And now,
the final ball.
again,
River Plate are in Group
we
B,
have
not
5 more.
Group C or whatever I thought.
5 more.
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
Out and in. Fluminense FC.
Fluminense.
The Brazilian Giants were founded in 1902.
What group
but
they going in, Del
had to
Piero?
wait
Come on, mate.
over
Let us know.
120 years until 2023 to finally see their club.
I don't understand why they need
champions of
co-hosts
South
for this.
America.
I'm sure Samantha can read it.
CONMEBOL seed 3 and 4 need to be in opposite brackets. This is one of the two constraints. The other one is applied to the other teams yet to be drawn. So Fluminense, we will join Group F in position F1. And now we go, Gloria, again.
Go
with
again.
you.
So Fluminense have been put in Group F1, eh? Who's next?
Manchester
City of the Premier League.
Manchester City became the first English club to simultaneously hold the Premier League, FA Cup, UEFA Champions League, UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Club World titles in 2023.
We have
No one cares.
as well
Oh, do we?
on this draw. Yes, UEFA seed 1
They
and
go
CONMEBOL
C1, don't they?
seed 2 need to be in a different quarters, and UEFA seed 1 and 4 need to be in a different quarters as well. So Manchester City will join
they're gonna
Group
go in
G
Group
in
G.
position G1.
It's not really a draw if there's so
Gloria,
many
again
rules, is there?
To you.
One-handed. In. CR Flamengo.
Oh, Flamengo,
The
yay.
South American champions play their home games in Rio de Janeiro, world famous
That means they can be
Maracanã,
in
which has staged
Group
2
C,
FIFA
can't they?
World Cup finals.
We have a constraint here as well, so CONMEBOL seed 1 and 2 need to be in opposite brackets. So Flamengo will join Group D in position
D, okay.
D1. Second last for you,
Okay.
Gloria.
So many rules for these big clubs, isn't it?
Close my eyes for this one. Ooh, this one was tight.
I'm sure you can open it.
Real Madrid, CF.
Really, you have to say the CF.
reigning European Champions trophy cabinet is very well stocked with 36 Spanish La Liga titles, 15 European crowns.
Real
and
Madrid
5
didn't.
FIFA
Well,
Club
Carlo
World Cups,
Ancelotti doesn't want to
the
be
most
part of this
any
tournament.
side
So,
in history.
will he leave before the Club World
So
Cup?
we
I
have
don't
a
know.
constraint here as well. So UEFA seed 1 and 2 need to be in opposite brackets. Real Madrid will be in position H1 in Group H.
H1 for
And
Real
the
Madrid.
last one,
We
Gloria.
can guess this one, can't we?
Did you shake it a little bit before? Okay.
FC Bayern München.
So Bayern Munich will go in Group
Bayern
C.
means Bavarian German and is the region in the
I
southern
assume.
Germany where Munich is located. The club has record 32 Bundesliga titles, 6 UEFA Champions League and 2 FIFA Club World Cups.
So obviously we have no constraint for Bayern Munich that will take place in the last group available, Group C in position C1. That concludes the draw from pot 1. Thank you very much.
So that's
Gloria.
pot 1 done. We've still got
Ben?
3 more pots to go through. So
Great
Palmeiras
work.
in Group
No,
A,
absolutely amazing work.
PSG
We'll get you to
with
the
Seattle
other
Sounders in Group B.
Okay, so that being said,
Group
let's
C, he's
move
only got
swiftly
Bayern
on
Munich
to
so
pot
far.
two.
Group D with
Yes,
Flamengo.
there is, the remaining
River
8
Plate with
European
Group E,
clubs
Group F,
who are about to find out who they
Fluminense,
will play in the
Man
group
City
stage.
Group G, and Real Madrid in the final group of Group H. And they're just going through who's in pot 2. So that is starting off with Chelsea because they won the Champions League in 2021. Borussia Dortmund are in it as well. I don't really know how they're in pot. I don't even know how they're in this tournament, but it's because of the 4-year ranking. Inter Milan have had a few good years, haven't they? Last couple of seasons they've been brilliant under the manager of Inzaghi. FC Porto, also part of the UEFA 4-year ranking. So that's them in there. With Atletico Madrid as well, also in pot 2. I think it's all the European clubs in this one. Yeah, Benfica's another one. Another Portuguese club. I do have this feeling the Portuguese teams will be very well up for this tournament. Juventus in there as well. Del Piero's team, of course, back in the day. And FC Salzburg representing Austria. Quite a good opportunity for them, really. So pot 2 has got Chelsea, Dortmund, Inter Milan, FC Porto, Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Juventus, and Salzburg. So this is when the draw gets a little bit more exciting because we start to actually finally see who goes with what. Oh, there's a new man doing the pot now. Teofilo, I have no idea who he is. Who's the first team to come out then of pot 2? Oh, it's FC Porto.
FC Porto.
So I'd imagine they'll be in Group A.
The Dragons were the first official champions of Portugal all the way back in 1922. The same year, one of their players, Simplicio, created the club badge.
We have no constraint for FC Porto that will join Palmeiras in Group A. Let's go to Andres and Anna to confirm their position. With join
They have to go to another TV studio just to get the position.
So
I mean,
now
my
the
God.
party starts. So please, Maxi, hacenos el favor. Por favor, saca la bola.
How much do they pay these people?
Blue ball, please, just to confirm the position of Porto in Group A.
A2.
Then Palmeiras opens their participation in the FIFA Club World Cup against FC Porto de Dragados with a rich Portugal history, and of course there's a rich history.
So
between
Group A's only
Portuguese
needing
and
one more
Brazilian
team to be
football. Well, an
determined. So
opening
Palmeiras
match for
with
Group
FC Porto
A.
and Inter
Ale,
Miami.
Back to you.
Yes. Please, Teofilo, go ahead. Picking the second team.
Del Piero, you're doing a fine job up there as a conductor, my friend. He knows what he's doing. Chelsea.
FC.
FAC. Where's the A come from, mate? Chelsea aren't part of the Football Association.
Major trophies since the turn of the millennium, including the 2021
I don't think Chelsea could be in
FIFA
Group B
Club
or Group C,
World
so they'll
Cup.
probably be in Group D, I'd imagine.
We have a huge constraint here. A lot of going on. So
Huge constraint. I never thought Del Piero would ever say the
two
words.
UEFA seed 1 and 8 can be in the same group, Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea, and two UEFA seed 1 and 8 can be in the same group, FC Bayern and Munich and Chelsea as well. So we're going to skip Group B and C, and Chelsea is going to be in Group D.
Group
To
D
find
for
out their
Chelsea.
position, we go back to Ana Andres.
Oh, we have to go all the way back to that
Grazie,
studio again.
Alessandro, and what fitting honor that Chelsea will know who they play in the hands of Mr. Arsene Wenger.
I mean, this is just another day for Arsene Wenger. He's hired by FIFA.
D3.
There you have it, Flamengo.
It's funny
and
seeing an
Chelsea
ex-Arsenal
in Group
manager
D.
draw
They
out
both
Chelsea, isn't
still
it?
await to know who they will play in their opening match of this FIFA Club World Cup 2025 here in the United States. Momentum is building. We're going back to the main studio.
What?
You
Do
are
they not have
next.
have enough room in
So
this arena
Teofilo, you
to
again,
have the rest of
please
the
go
draw here? I'm
to
confused.
take the next team.
Atlético de Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
The 11-time Spanish champions have qualified
I'd imagine
for
they'll
the
be in
UEFA
Group B
Champions
then.
League in each of the last 12 seasons and originally wore blue and white, only switching to their now iconic red and white shirts in 1911.
I didn't know that about Atletico Madrid.
This time with
That's
Atletico
red and
de
white's not
Madrid,
their
that
original
will join
colours.
Paris Saint-Germain
Interesting.
in Group B. To confirm their position, we go back to Ana Andres to draw the blue ball, please.
Yes. Now be careful, because Maxi's right next to you.
I see.
So he's already looking at you like weird.
Okay, okay.
Please help us, Carlota, with the blue ball.
Oh, they're going to be in Group B then. Oh,
There you
okay.
have it. Opening match
Shows
of
what I
Group
know.
B. Mr. Wenger, Paris Saint-Germain against Atletico de Madrid, two powerhouses that keep playing each other.
Two strong European teams, yes, and will be very interesting because Atletico Madrid will certainly challenge Paris Saint-Germain. We have good traditions between Spanish football and French football. Is always very difficult.
¿Qué te parece, Maxi?
Complicado, pero confío en mi equipo, el Atlético, que lo va a hacer bien, con muchas ganas.
Complicated, but confidence that Atletico de Madrid will do a good job. Alessandro.
Definitely a huge game. Please, Teofilo, let's
Not a
go
bad game, that.
ahead
PSG, Atletico
to
Madrid.
The next team.
Seattle Sounders are probably looking at their group thinking, how are we going to get out of this one? Oh, who's next?
SL Benfica.
Benfica.
The two-time European
I
champions
assume they'll be
were
in Group
founded
B,
at a
surely.
meeting held in a pharmacy in February 1904 in the Portuguese capital, Lisbon.
So we have no constraint for Benfica that we will join Bayern Munich.
I'm so
in Group
confused
C.
by these rules. Del
To
Piero, I
find
don't
out their
understand these
position, we go
constraints.
Again to Ana and Andres.
Please, Judy, help us to confirm in which position will Benfica be in Group C?
I will.
Uh-huh.
C4.
C4.
C4, that means that Bayern Munich will play Benfica in their last match, Group C, to determine perhaps who advances to the next round. Yuri, two very historic European clubs against each other.
Very, very interesting. You know, we are so exciting because the biggest club in Europe are here to show the power that they got, and Bayern and Benfica. It's a huge, amazing.
We go on now, Ale.
Yes, and I move to Teofilo
So
again
Benfica, Bayern Munich, that'd be a
to
good
pick,
game as well.
Another team.
I think the big question is who do Auckland City end up playing Burgoyne, if you're still watching? Oh, Inter Milan, probably my favourite Italian club. Are you going to go in Group B then, or?
Club World Cup winners' iconic crest and distinctive blue and black colours were devised by the artist Giorgio Muggiani, who helped found the Italian club in 1908.
We have no constraint.
Zanetti's watching in the audience, and he still looks like a footballer today. Beautiful man, and he looks just as good in a suit. He could easily be the Italian James Bond if he wanted to be.
Bikina, this is a moment of truth.
Ooh.
So they're going to be in
Football
Group
unites
B.
the world, so.
We've had some cold weather this week in Miami, but the tension is bringing back the heat.
Yes.
Who are these people?
Atención, River.
E4.
E4.
E4, so Inter Milano is with River Plate. River Plate being represented by its president and former legend Enzo Francescoli, Pupi Zanetti in attendance as well. Historic players for their country and their clubs. What a game that will be. River Inter, last match of Group E.
In all fairness, when do you ever see a South American club play a European club in anything? I think that's what you could say is a good thing about the Club World Cup. A bit more matchups that way of a club like River Plate taking on Inter Milan. The atmosphere could be really good for that.
Past year and this year also in the league, so I'm going to wish them to have a very good tournament and to wish them to reach the success.
We don't care about your thoughts. We want to know who's going to get who.
Exciting. An Argentinian team against an Italian history in itself. Alessandro.
Yes, thank you guys. Now again to you, Teofilo. Please draw the next team.
He keeps doing this in the draw. He keeps swinging the ball, then he goes like this. And then he dips in. I don't understand what you're trying to do.
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund.
The yellow and blacks reached the UEFA Champions League final last
I presume they'll be in
season, and
Group
the
F.
5-team German Bundesliga title winners are the world top of the world, like sporting clubs with over 200,000 members.
We have no concern for Borussia Dortmund that we will join Group F with Fluminense. We just need to find out in which position, so we go back to Ana and Andres.
I'm loving Del Piero doing the draw.
Please,
what a man.
do the honors.
As we can see, they're the same color of Borussia Dortmund.
Yes.
I love how he jokes about the balls being the same colours as Dortmund, and there was certain people in there who probably were like, what colours are they playing? How these people get into this role, I do not know. F2.
F2.
That means that Fluminense, the Brazilian giant, will open against Borussia Dortmund with their fan
I just
base.
forgot how hard
They
it
will
is to
need
watch these
2
draws. They just
stadiums
go on
this
forever
match.
and ever
What
and
a
ever.
matchup to begin. Group F. Nene. Let's see what ball he brings
So
up
Dortmund
next.
are in
Alex.
Group F with Fluminense at the moment.
Yes, thank you again. And now for the second last, Teofilo, to you again.
Juventus FC.
Oh, Del Piero's team.
Ale. Juventus means youth in Latin and was chosen as the name of their new club by the well-educated teenage schoolboys who founded it in Turin, Italy in November 1897. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Kind of, yeah. So we have no constraint. Juventus will join Manchester City in Group G.
Oh, Man City Juve clash. That'd be a good one.
Their position, so we go back to Ana Andres.
We need the Colombian flavor to
Yes.
draw that ball. Isabella.
That's a spirit.
G4.
G4.
What a matchup to finish the Group G. Manchester City against Juve. I know Ale
He's
is,
like
is,
this.
is trembling,
Calm,
but
calm.
Mr. Wenger, Manchester City, one of the top clubs in Europe, of course,
At the
against
moment,
Juve.
yes.
What a game, huh?
Yes, of course. Man City dominated the Premier League in the last 4 years. Juventus has rebuilt the team in a completely different style, a bit similar to Manchester City style now. So will be in similar styles. Interesting. City has gone through a little dip, but they will.
I wish Arsene Wenger was a pundit. I don't know. I think I'd love to hear him as a pundit.
And his assessment of this matchup that will finish.
God, it's taking
in
forever
the
to get through
third
pot
match
2. We've
day
still got
of
2 more
Group
pots to
G.
go.
Alessandro.
Pretty exciting. So we go now back to Teofilo for the last pick, and who's going to join Real Madrid in Group H. Please, Teofilo, go ahead.
So Salzburg will be in Group H with Real Madrid.
FC Salzburg.
From the birthplace of legendary composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, FC Salzburg are the most successful Austrian club of the 21st century and have won 10 of the last 11 domestic league titles.
So Group H for Salzburg, we need to know which position they will take place. Ana, Andres.
Grazie Manolo. Ojo, que está el Real Madrid.
Let's see. Ya hay guerra acá.
H4.
H4.
There you have it. Real Madrid will finish their group participation against FC Salzburg with the intent of going through to the next round. Judy, this is a nice matchup between the powerhouse of this tournament.
It's always a pleasure to play against a big team as a Madrid. You know, you don't have to have fear. You're always playing and
also
do your
Wenger
best,
looks
and
good.
that's, very interesting.
I don't know how old he is these days, Wenger, but
Back to you, Alessandro.
pretty much not long after
Now we
he
have
left Arsenal, he took on a role at FIFA, which was well. I think some people have been a bit unsure about how he's done his role at FIFA because he keeps advertising more games in football, basically. I think he even suggested at one point a World Cup should be every 2 years.
So it feels right to have a half-time break.
No,
now, a
I hope that
tournament like this
never
deserves
changes.
a fitting stage, and the United States will definitely provide that. These are the 11 host cities for the FIFA Club World Cup 2025.
So now they're going through the host cities. Oh, come on. We just want to know who gets who. We don't want all this presentation crap. I'll go through it with you all. So if we look on this page, look at this. So is it 11, did she say? 11 venues? Or was it 12? No, it's 12, isn't it? So the Rose Bowl. Oh, is that the Rose Bowl? It is. I didn't realize the Rose Bowl was going to make an appearance. That's good. Rose Bowl hosted the Women's World Cup final in '99 when USA, I think, beat China in a penalty shootout. Rose Bowl is quite an iconic stadium. It's quite a simple structured stadium, but it's insane how much the capacity is. It's 88,000 or 88,500, something like that, and it doesn't look like it, but fair play. That's in California. The MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, I believe, is going to be hosting the final. 82,500, which is actually less capacity than the Rose Bowl. Interesting. What was it? Charlotte in North Carolina will host games at Bank of America Stadium. Atlanta, Georgia, with the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I believe that's normally where the Atlanta Falcons play, as in the NFL team. We got Philadelphia hosting some football as well at the Lincoln Financial Field. Seattle, which is actually where the Sounders play, but also the Seattle Seahawks, I believe, play there as well. 69,000 seat at Lumen Field. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, which is not to do with the football club. I think I might be wrong, but yeah, I don't think they play there normally. We've also got Orlando with Florida hosting 2 stadiums. Camping World Stadium, which is 65,000 seats, and Inter and Co Stadium with 25,000. Nashville will host some as well with only 30,000 seats. Cincinnati in Ohio. I've got a good friend who lives in Ohio. She might want to go see some of the football at the TQL Stadium. And Washington, D.C. with only 20,000 seats will also host some football, which is surprising, but FIFA has allowed that and added it to their venues. So that is what it looks like there. Now, they're just going through, they're just about to start on pot 3. And this is what pot 3 looks like. Includes Boca Juniors in that. Right.
Forward, there is one Brazilian club in this spot, So I hope you are ready. Please draw the first club from pot 3.
Okay. Botafogo.
Botafogo.
The
Are they in
idea to
Group
form
A?
Brazil's freshly crowned South American champions was first made in a note passed between two friends during an algebra class, of all things, at Rio de Janeiro school in 1904.
So we have a constraint because Botafogo is in the same confederation as Palmeiras, CONMEBOL. So we skip Group A and we go to Group B. We need to find out their position and confirm their position. We go to Andres and Anna to draw the red ball.
Yeah, now that group is starting to give me the chills.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be the group of death. Let's confirm, Carlota, please.
Please, Carlota, la bola roja.
So they're going to go in Group B with PSG and Atletico Madrid. And they go in
El Glorioso, that crowned themselves
B3.
Copa Libertadores champion last Saturday and can win the Brazilian.
I mean, they haven't put Seattle Sounders in the group, but I've been told that that's the group they're going to be in, which is B4. So at this moment in time, we should have our first completed group of this Club World Cup. So Group B, if I'm correct, is PSG, Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, and Seattle Sounders.
Lo que viene haciendo y bueno,
Come on,
seguir
stop
demostrando en el
talking.
Mundial de Clubes.
Get on with it.
Llegar a lo más lejos.
He had a very good year and he demonstrated that in the final, and now, of course, they will want to do the same, going as far as possible in the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Back to you, Pinto y Kyo.
Well,
not bad.
Not bad, definitely. And Adriana, you pick already the Brazilian one, so we already have out
Who's
all the
next,
Brazilian
then?
teams. So please go ahead to pick the second team. Thank you.
I presume the next team will, if it's this. I mean, you got Al Hilal and Al Ahly and all that. They're from a different confederation. Al Ahly, Al Ali.
The reigning African champions
presume they'll go in Group A then.
Club of the 20th century after the Egyptian giants won 25 official continental titles across the 100 years.
We have no constraints, so Al Ahly will join Palmeiras and Porto in Group A. We need to go back to Ana and Andres to confirm their position, withdrawing the red ball.
Maxi en tus manos.
I presume they'll be A3. Oh, what a guess.
A3.
There you go, Al Ahly of Egypt, who's in a historic club from Egypt. They're dancing now in Cairo.
Tell you what, Group A is a bit underwhelming. Palmeiras, FC Porto, Al Ahly,
Not only
and
from
into
Egypt,
Miami.
also from the continent of Africa. You know, they've been in the past 10 years dominated the African football together with Wydad Casablanca and Esperance of Tunis. And I think they will get all their chance to go through to the second round because they are a very good team.
Ale?
Yeah, we can move forward again with you, Adriana. Please pick the next team.
CA Boca Juniors.
Boca Juniors.
The badge of Argentine club CA Boca Juniors features 74 stars, one to represent each of the men's senior team's trophies,
They have requirements
including
there.
6 CONMEBOL Libertadores titles.
We have no constraint for Boca Junior that we
They'll be in Group
join
C, I
Bayern
assume.
Munich and Benfica in Group C.
Oh.
We need to find out.
Group C is looking
with-
quite
Against
interesting.
who they're going to play their first game. So
Boca
Andres,
Juniors up
let us
against
know,
Bayern
please.
Munich and Benfica.
Calma. Respira profundo. We inhale.
Good Judy.
exhale.
Yes.
Un saludo a Juan Román Riquelme, nuestro presidente, Cassini, Chelo Delgado, legends of our club.
Grande giocatore.
Grande grandissimo giocatore, grande squadra.
Ale. You good?
Yeah. It's okay, it's okay.
You put pressure on the ball.
Yes.
He can't open the ball.
Oh,
there we go.
Finally. You need always to take your time for the big club and big game.
C3.
C3, Boca will open against Benfica. Will also play Bayern Munich. Those two of the three gentlemen that are, you see, in attendance, our president, Juan Román Riquelme and Chelo Delgado, played against Bayern Munich in the final of 2001. They played, of course, against Real Madrid, November 28, 2000. And this will be another
very
matchup.
excited.
Boca and Benfica and Bayern Munich. Ale.
Thank you, Andres. I mean, I'm impressed all the time. I mean,
He's very
Andres,
excited.
you know everything.
He's a walking encyclopedia, and I love the energy that you guys have got in the studio. They're really bringing the 305. So, Adriano, if you'd just like to step forward and take the next ball.
I love how Ivanka Trump's son's so bored you can see him walking around. Club Leon.
It was victory against LFC in the 2023
Can they go in Group
CONCACAF Champions
D?
Cup final that secured not only Club Leon's first continental crown, but also the Mexican side's
imagine
place
they can.
at the tournament.
So we have no constraint for Club
Yeah, I was going to
Leon,
say no
but
constraints,
we
yeah.
join Group
He loves
D,
that word, doesn't he?
Flamengo and
Constraints.
Chelsea. And which one of these two teams they're going to play their first game, Ana, Andres?
Please, mister.
Oh, it's going to be D4.
D4.
D4, that means Leon will play the opening match against Chelsea. A big hello.
So
in the
Chelsea's
other
opening game of the tournament will be
studio
against
to
Club
Pepe,
Leon.
Jesus Martinez Jr.,
Flamingo
Luis El
still
Chapo
just
Montes
finding out who their
will
opening
play.
game will be
What a
against.
legend. Andres
So that
Chiquiva,
means
who was
Flamingo
also
will play Club
around
Leon
Manuel Sol.
in their last
What
game
a
of the
group this
groups.
is
So
shaping
that's
up to be
on
for Club
round
Leon.
3
Yeah,
of
it's
the
gonna
group
be
stages.
a tough group, but you always want to play with the best team, so against Chelsea is gonna be a big game.
Definitely.
So that's the
excellent
first Mexican
opportunity
club
for
out,
La
because there's
Fiera,
3
Alessandro.
Mexican clubs in this draw.
Halfway for pot 3. Please, Adriana, go ahead.
That includes Monterrey, who are also in pot 3. I don't mind draws, but they really do blag it out. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Oh,
Yes,
there we go,
sorry.
Monterrey, the
CF
next Mexican
Monterrey.
club.
The 5-time CONCACAF
I
Champions
presume
Cup winners
they
are
should be
known as
okay
Los
being in Group B.
Rayados,
They should
or
be
the Striped
fine.
Ones,
But
in
Del
which
Piero
the
will
Mexicans
tell
have
us.
traditional navy blue and white striped shirt.
There's no constraint for Monterrey.
Yeah,
but,
for,
we
so
join,
you're
River
absolutely
Plate
right,
and,
Del Piero. Well said,
Internazionale
mate.
Milano in Group E. Let's find out their first game with you, Ana and Andres.
Yes, now we have an Argentinian. Now they have Mexican, but sorry, Manuel, I know you want.
In all
to
fairness,
talk
Del Piero
about
could have
this
easily hosted
Vikinga
the other
hero.
room as well. You didn't need hosts in there as well. Oh, E3.
E3, Monterrey will play Inter Milano in the first match. A nice storyline in this group is that Monterrey is now coached by Martin De Michelis, whose previous club and first job as a first team coach was with Club Atlético River Plate, where obviously he played. So it's a nice story. Martin De Michelis will play against Inter Milano. Of course, he worked in Bayern Munich in Europe, played in River, and he gets River and Inter Milano for his Monterrey so far.
Yes, interesting group. An Italian, an Argentinian, and a Mexican. Wow, that sounds like a true party, I have to say, Alessandro.
Exactly. Adriana, please go ahead to pick the next team.
I wonder why Del Piero is the conductor of this. Is it just a random invite?
Ulsan HD.
Ulsan
From a
HD.
bustling port city in Korea
Did
Republic,
they invent high
Ulsan
definition?
HD
Or
have won
what's
the
with the name?
FC Champions League Elite twice and have been crowned champions of their country 5 times.
We have no concern, so Ulsan will join Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, well said,
in
Del
Group
Piero.
F.
Absolutely.
We
Group
need to
F.
find out their position, so back to you.
It just
Anna
takes
Andres.
forever to find out what position they're in the group.
Your
Ah!
a Moroccan hand.
Or is this draw would have been done by now?
No pressure because we don't know yet against who they're gonna play. The first game. So it will be F3.
F3.
And now we know Ulsan of the Republic of Korea.
So
will
that
open
means-
against Borussia Dortmund. Ulsan is the second.
So
youngest
Fluminense will
team
start
in
their
this
group
competition.
stages against Dortmund.
And who can
Ulsan
forget
HD
the
don't know who they're
memories
playing yet
of the World Cup
in their opening game.
2002 South Korea.
But I think Dortmund will
Yes,
play
Alessandro.
Ulsan.
Thank
No,
you very much, guys,
Fluminense
again.
will play
And,
Ulsan next, I
Adriana,
think.
please go ahead.
In the second round, that is.
Next team.
Problem is, we don't know the dates and the kickoff times yet of this whole thing, I don't think. Well, not when I last checked. Presume the dates and kickoff times will come soon.
Widad AC.
With Dad.
The 2022 African Champions name actually translates into English as beloved, which is appropriate for Morocco's most successful club.
Surely they'll be in Group G.
We have no constraint.
Yeah,
With that,
we're on the
that
same
will
page
join,
every time.
Juventus
Alessandro,
and
I know the
Manchester
rules,
City
man.
In Group G, we are coming to you, Ana Andres, to find out in which position.
It just annoys me that they have to keep going back to the studio. Come
Yes,
on.
what a group. Great opportunity for the African champions.
No African champions with Dad. Didn't know that. I think that's what I might like about this Club World Cup. Learn about other clubs that we don't watch. G2.
So Vidal Casablanca will open against Manchester City, and they also draw Juve. They have one of the most.
So Man
fervent
City
fan
know who
base
their opening game will be
Morocco,
against
of
the
Africa,
African
of
champions
world football,
of
who
Widad
is going to
AC.
be- If they bring all of them, we need
Man City will
to
play
fill
Juventus in the
11.
last round of the
That's
group
what-
stages.
That's what I wanted to tell you. You know, football is
But-
not only about players; it's also about fans.
Well, it looks as though Al Hilal will be in Group H. The question is, will they be in either H2 or H3? And then, of course, they'll know who they'll play against once that is drawn. They're going to go in the group with at least Real Madrid and FC Salzburg.
Yes, it's starting to take shape. Alessandro.
Yes, so we are missing the last team for the last group. Adriana, please.
We can actually check out the fixtures at the end of the draw. So Wikipedia's updating this as we go, which is handy.
Al Hilal.
Al Hilal, who'd have thought?
Which means crescent moon in Arabic, have won a record
So
for Asian
it'll either be in
titles,
H2 or
including the
H3.
2021 crown
And then
that
we
earned
will have just
the
one
Saudi
more pot to
Arabian
go.
club a place in this amazing competition.
Al Hilal will join the Real Madrid and Salzburg in the last group available, in Group H. Let's find out in which position with you, Ana Andres.
Manuel, otra vez,
Okay.
te está viendo mal Carlota porque es una huge, diehard Real Madrid fan, so...
Of course, let's not forget, with these groups now being announced tonight, how the ticket sales go.
Real Madrid
They're going to
talk
start
about
against Real
storylines.
Madrid.
Neymar, Okraki, Neymar will play against Real Madrid the opening match.
Well, you
Al
say
Hilal
that.
with a full
Neymar's
start
rumoured to
over
leave Al Hilal. I think he wants to go back to Brazil, so he probably won't be at this Club World Cup.
Now I'm starting to see the groups
So
I
Al
don't know
Hilal
which one
are
is
in
going to be the group of
H2.
clubs, but
That
I'm
means
sure
the opening game of
everyone on
Group H
social
will be
media is
Real
starting to
Madrid
talk
versus
about
Al Hilal.
Alessandro.
FC Salzburg, of course. They don't know who their opening game will be against yet. We'll find out in pot 4. So that is what the groups look like at the moment. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if I've read it correctly, Group A and Group B are sorted. We know all the teams in those groups. Group C, Group D, Group E, F, G, and H still needing one more team to fill up their groups. Pot 4 to go. So the final 8 teams are here. And they include Inter Miami, Seattle Sounders, the Red Diamonds of Asia, Al In, who well, they're the AFC champions, that's for sure. And then you got Sportive de Tunis. We've also got the Mamelodi Sundowns, CF Pachuca in it as well, from the CONCACAF. Seattle Sounders, who won the CONCACAF Champions League a couple of years ago. And Auckland City, who will probably be the lowest rank team at this tournament. And Inter Miami, who are in because they won the Supporters' Shield in the MLS this season. Finally, just one more pot to go.
Romero, it's all in your hands now. Please draw the first club from pot 4.
Inter Miami, CF.
The 2024 MLS Supporters Shield winners will represent the host country
Inter Miami
at
will
the
be in
FIFA
Group A.
Club World Cup 2025 here in the United States. They will open the tournament in Miami on the 15th of June next year.
Inter Miami will join Palmeiras, Porto, and Al Ahly in Group A. Let's confirm their position. We go back to you, Ana and Andrés, to draw.
Ok, mira, para el club de tu amigo Lionel Messi.
Oh, what a surprise. It's Miami get A4. It's almost as if I predicted
Very
that.
much.
June 15th, Jorge Mas is.
So the next
now
one again
knows
will
the
just be,
future
they'll just
of
confirm
Inter
that Seattle
Miami.
Sounders
What
are in
great
A
story
or in
this
Group
team
B,
has been
specifically
in MLS.
Group
Al Ahly
B4.
is going to be the first match.
And then we'll
Porto
finally
and Palmeiras.
find out who
Really
gets
talking
what.
about the MLS you played here.
20
It has
years.
grown 20 years ago.
20 years ago, I was the first French
And-
to
and
join
what-
MLS.
And what the league has become, huh?
Unbelievable, the workout of MLS, and now they are it's the moment for MLS. You know, with the Club World Cup and the FIFA World Cup in 2 years is really the moment, and the league really grew up. I'm very glad and proud to be part of MLS players.
And your team is playing the final on Saturday.
That's going
I
to be
know.
a beautiful match. So mark your calendar because this is the new era of the Club World Cup. So Inter Miami is going to open the Club World Cup next June 15 of 2025
So I think it's-
against Al Ahly.
Oh, so Al Ahly will play Inter Miami in the opening
Thank you,
game of the
guys.
tournament.
So please, Romero, go ahead.
Something tells me a lot of people will be doing something else that night. PSG Atletico Madrid should be a good in Group B. And that will be Seattle Sounders coming in.
Auckland City FC.
Wait, that's...
New Zealand side
Wait, what do you mean
has
Auckland
won
City?
the AFC Champions League 12 times, including 7 successive titles between 2011 and 2017.
We have a constraint, so Auckland City will not join Group B.
Yeah.
because the group is
I don't know
reserved for
why,
Portugal
but
team
they
Seattle
are.
Sounders FC. and will join Group C in position C2.
They're going to go in Group
But,
C,
To
C2.
confirm their position, we go
Oh,
back to
now
you,
they have to
Ana Andres.
confirm it.
Oof, Ale, I want the Kiwis to bring the haka to the United States. Can you imagine them doing the
Auckland
haka
City then
against
are
Bayern
going to be
Munich? It's
against
fitting, no?
Bayern
So
Munich,
please, Judy, confirm. Let's help us confirm
Boca
the
Juniors,
position of
and
Auckland City
Benfica.
FC.
Oh dear, poor Auckland City.
Struggling with small ball. Who did it back?
Attention, attention.
Yes. Okay. For Auckland, the game will be C2.
There you have it. Bayern Munich will open against Auckland
Quite
City.
a nice start for Bayern
They will
Munich
get
to play
Boca
Auckland City.
Juniors and Benfica.
Great
The
experience for
player
Auckland
has
City though.
worn the jersey of Auckland City the most in their history is Emiliano Tadeo of Argentina. So he will get to play Boca Juniors, Benfica, and Bayern Munich. Ali.
Thank you again. So let's go move forward, Romero, and select the third team.
It's a bit odd seeing a guy wear sunglasses indoors. Is it that bright in Miami? Ooh, that's
Espérance
a long name.
Sportive de Tunis.
Espérance means hope in English and comes from the name of the cafe in the Tunisian capital in which the four-time African champions were founded in 1919.
Espérance Sportive de Tunisie will join Group D because we will skip Group B, as we said before. In Group D, they were going to face Flamengo, Chelsea, and Club Leon. Let's confirm their position with you guys, Ana and Andres.
So just so I can learn. Espérance Sportive de Tunisie.
Très bien.
Très bien? Magnifique?
Très, très magnifique.
Ooh, good.
Il parle très bien.
Oh.
D2.
D2.
I hope their campaign doesn't start like
That's
that.
the thing, had the
because
ribbon
they
out, he just
open
kept going.
against Club
Which angle do you
Regatas
want it at?
Flamengo, they get Chelsea, they get Club Leon. What can we expect? Who's in from Espérance?
De Tunisie. As I said before, they are dominated African football together with the two other teams. So I think they got a chance. They got a good chance to go through the second round, and they have a good team, good coach.
So that completes Group D. Espérance Sportive de Tunisie.
Magnifique.
Good. Magnifique. Alessandro.
Merci. My French is
He's
done.
amazing.
So Romero, please go ahead and select the next team.
I think even Del Piero is getting bored. He literally just slagged off French, went, I only know Mercy, and then that's it. He don't care. Sundowns.
Sundowns FC.
The South African club pride themselves on their attacking style and are known as
Now, they
the
should be able to go
Brazilians
into
in
Group B.
reference to the team's colors.
We have a constraint here. As we say before, Group B is reserved for CONCACAF team Seattle Sounders, and Group E is constraint applied to other teams yet to be drawn. So Mamelodi Sundowns, we will join Fluminense, Borussia Dortmund, and Ulsan. In Group F, we come to you, Ana Andres,
So,
to confirm their
Group
position
E
in F.
is going to have River Plate, Sundowns, Monterrey,
Don't lose that one.
No, I will not.
and Inter Milan.
Last African team, so I think we
So
will be
River
well
Plate will
represented.
start their opening game
This
against
competition.
Sundowns. Monterrey will host, well, I say host, they'll take on Inter Milan.
F4.
That means that they will open
Oh,
against
I've got that
Ulsan.
wrong. Sundowns are going to be in Group
Mamelodi
F.
Sundowns being represented
Whoops.
here by its
Got that
longtime
wrong.
president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, who is also the CAF president. Welcome.
So Group E, we
Good
don't
luck
know
to
yet.
one of the most storied, historic teams of beautiful South Africa. They know their fate in this FIFA Club World Cup
So
2025.
Fluminense
They call
against
themselves the Brazilians because
Dortmund,
of their colours,
and Ulsan will
and see
start
who
off
they get.
against
A yellow
Sundowns.
team from Germany.
So we don't
Borussia
know
Dortmund,
who's
and a
going to
Brazilian
grab that
team,
last spot in
Fluminense.
Group E just yet.
Alessandro.
I thought I had
Thank
known,
you
but I
again.
clearly didn't.
Please, Romero, back to you. Select the next team.
Urawa Red
The Red Diamonds.
The Japanese club won the 2022 AFC Champions League final to claim their third continental title and with it a place at this tournament.
We have only one constraint. We skip Group B as we said before, and the Urawa Red Diamonds will join Group E with the River Plate, Monterrey, and Inter Milano.
Group E then.
Please,
So
Anna,
they'll get
Andres,
E2.
confirm their position in the group.
Yes, please help us, Bikina, to confirm the last one in Group E.
I love Japanese fashion, so let's see if they bring their game. It's E2.
There you go. They'll bring their fashion, they'll bring their fans, they'll bring their football, and they will open against River Plate of Argentina. They also get Monterrey and Inter Milano. Mr. Wenger, what do we know about this Japanese team? Japanese teams are very, very good and consistent.
Japanese football has moved forward very well. It's a club with the biggest fan base in Japan. It's the biggest club potentially in Japan. They have gone recently for a difficult patch in their league.
Arsene Wenger knows a lot more than I thought.
They promised me to come back stronger next year and to strengthen the team in the next transfer window. So they can be a good surprise.
No pressure to the president. Back to you, Alessandro.
Well, very good. Thank you again. Romero, please go ahead and select the next team.
Sounders, which I don't understand why they didn't just do this for Group B earlier.
Seattle Sounders AFC are one of the dominant footballing forces in North America. They became the first USA team to win the CONCACAF Champions League in 2022, which is how they qualified for this tournament.
There's no constraint for Seattle Sounders to join Group B with Botafogo, Atletico de Madrid, and Paris Saint-Germain. To confirm their position before we come back to you, Anna, Andres. Joe,
Yes,
the white ball,
what a beautiful opening match for Seattle Sounders against Botafogo. 69,000 fans at Lumen Field will be electric. Please, Carlota, help us to confirm the group. B4.
There it is, the confirmation, and as Anna said, Seattle Sounders now one of the key teams from MLS, by a historic team from North American football, from US soccer. Congratulations to them on qualifying to this tournament, and wow, what a treat for that fan base that is one of the best. I mean, all of the fan bases in MLS are great, but Seattle Sounders is probably special and the oldest, perhaps.
That group, I think, is the group of death.
It could be. Wow.
Well, they're saying Group B could be Group of Death.
Thank you, and we have left.
That's a good question. What's
more
seen
teams.
as Group of Death right
So
now?
Romero, please go ahead.
Probably
Let's
is Group
see
B, actually.
Which one between
I think Inter Milan, River
Alain
Plate in
and
Group B will be a good game.
Pachuca will be.
I'd also say Group C. Just a shame Auckland doing it. Al In,
FC.
which looks like they'll be in Group G, I think. Actually, maybe
The
not.
club from the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, no,
won
they
its
will be.
second AFC Champions League elite earlier this year to clinch a place at the tournament as the reigning Asian champions.
Group G for Alain with Manchester City. With
Yep,
that,
Group G for
Juventus,
Alain,
to
just
confirm
so
their
that's them
position
with Man
in the
City,
G3.
Riyadh,
Come back
and
to you,
Juve.
Andres.
Alessandro's team.
Ooh, look, Isa. She does Premier League every weekend here in the United States. So let's complete the Manchester City group. G3.
G3, Alain will open against Juve. They get City, they get Wydad. Judy, this is shaping up to be a very, very tough group as well.
Very good. I love the quality when we see all the group, all of them, all the clubs. so interesting that they can compete each other, and we will see. I'm so impatient to watch.
All right, enough. Come on, only one more
Almost done,
team.
Alessandro.
Exactly, almost done. We have one team left. We go with Romero to see if the last ball.
CF Pachuca.
So that means Pachuca will be in Group H with Real Madrid, Al Hilal, and FC Salzburg. So that's it, folks. We've had our draw. It's over. So forget the chatting going on the show now. It's all done and dusted. So let's go through our groups. We've got our 32 teams. It's taken us at least 5 hours to get to the end of this draw, but we're at the end. We're here. We're done. We now know who will play who in the group stages of the Club World Cup next summer. So, in Group A, it will be formed of Palmeiras against FC Porto to begin. Instead, there will be Inter Miami that will open the tournament against Al Hilal. That will be the opening game of the FIFA Club World Cup, from what they are saying. So that is an interesting group. See how it gets on. Group B could be seen as the group of death here, with PSG opening their account against fellow European club Atletico Madrid. Botafogo are also in the group with Seattle Sounders, our co-hosts of this tournament. Group C as well, I think, is another group of death contender. Bayern München alongside Auckland City of New Zealand, Boca Juniors of Argentina, and Benfica of Portugal. Group D is Flamengo, Tunisi, that's how you pronounce it, I think, Chelsea and Club Lyon. For Group E, it's River Plate, Red Diamonds, Monterrey, and Inter Milan. For Group F, it's Fluminense with Borussia Dortmund, Ulsan HD, Sundowns Football Club. Group G will be Manchester City against Riyadh in their opening game. Al Hilal will host, I keep saying host, they're at neutral venues, Jamie Davies. Al Hilal will be against Juventus. While Group H, our champions of Europe, Real Madrid, will open their accounts against Al Hilal, and then Pachuca will open their tournament against FC Salzburg of Austria. So actually, if we really wanted to, let's quickly go on the internet and refresh the Wikipedia page of the Club World Cup. On the wrong page, here we go. So the only thing that we don't know yet is who will play, what date. Well, basically, the only one we know is that there'll be one game on June the 15th, which is the opening day of the Club World Cup, and that is Al Hilal against Inter Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. But, of course, we now know that Palmeiras will play Porto. Then in the second round, it'll be Inter Miami hosting FC Porto. I think that's in Miami. I don't know. No idea. But it looks as though when you look at Group B, you do have Seattle Sounders playing all their games in the groups at Lumen Field, which is their home ground anyway. So quite an advantage for them, and what an opportunity for the fans of Seattle Sounders to see them play against Atletico Madrid, PSG. I think that, it's those little things about the Club World Cup I do like, which is we are seeing fixtures where we don't see these continental teams play each other that often. Maybe only during friendly season if they arrange tours in certain countries. But other than that, that's it, really. I'm very excited about Group C. Bayern Munich alongside Boca Juniors and Benfica. Auckland City, it will be a difficult group to get out of, but you never know. But they'll be definitely seen as, I'll say this now, if you do a sweepstake for this next summer, if you get worst team of the tournament, Auckland City wouldn't be a bad one to take for that. So Boca Juniors against Benfica, I can't wait for that. Bayern Munich against Boca Juniors, then Benfica versus Bayern Munich. It's a great group to follow. Pretty much Chelsea, though, look at them. They are very well cultured in this one. They'll be against Flamengo of Brazil, as well as that Esperance de Tunis from Tunisia and Club Lyon of Mexico. So they'll start against the Mexican club, Chelsea will. So that'll be interesting. Old Chelsea again. They're having a good season in the Premier League. Maybe this could be a good summer for them in the USA. River Plate will be up against the Japanese, well, the Asian champions of 2022, I think it was, of URA Red Diamonds. Monterrey against Inter Milan. River Plate then against Monterrey. And so, yeah, that's that one. Group F, Borussia Dortmund along with Fluminense. Not the most exciting groups, if truth be told, but looking at it. Man City may have the challenges of Juventus, but they should expect to go through despite having Wydad of Morocco and Al-Ain of United Arab Emirates. But the show is done in Miami. The draw is done. All the men in suits and all that are leaving, including Ivanka Trump. I didn't call her a man. I didn't say that. And then Group H, Real Madrid, again, should get out of this group, despite not being their best this season. They've got Al Hilal, Pachuca, and Red Bull Salzburg. So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it, I think, folks. And I think we're going to wrap it up there. So, a big thank you for watching this Club World Cup draw. The Club World Cup in this new edition of this tournament, well, new editions of this tournament, 32 teams, will start on June 15th, and then the final will be on July 13th next year. So, anyway, I think for now we're going to wrap it up. I need to have some tea, and I'm sure ahead of the tournament next summer, we'll do some stuff ahead of it here on Let's Talk Sport. If you enjoyed the watch along tonight, please give me a like and click the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate your support on YouTube. But anyway, we now know who will face who at the Club World Cup next summer. Who will be the Club World Cup champion come July 13th? Well, only time will tell. That's all I can say. Thank you and good night.